I'm not going to say this film is a masterpiece. In fact, it's essentially a Bloodsport clone with a bigger budget. However, it does warrant discussion. Welcome back to JCVD Friday. Today's film, The Quest. What's going on, mother chickens? Welcome back to the Hen House, your home for movies and pop culture. And before we jump in, make sure you drop a like and a follow. Let's get at it. The Quest starts with an aged JCVD showing up at a bar for a drink, who of course sorts out a few idiots who try to rob the place and proceeds to tell the barkeep his whole life story. Cutting the JCVD in full clown makeup, living with some homeless kids, supporting them by making deals with the mob and robbing the locals. When one of the mob members unalives a kid, JCVD flees to avoid being blamed. He shacks up with a pirate played by Roger Moore, and these two conspire to have JCVD participate in a world tournament of fighters, with the prize being a large golden statue. Still with me? Let's keep going. To enter this tournament, you need an invitation, and realizing he's outclassed by the fighters there, the world heavyweight boxing champion from the US, played by James Remar, yeah, Dexter's dad is the US world heavyweight boxing champion, bows out and passes his invitation to JCVD. This tries to be a bigger budget Bloodsport, but never reaches the stakes or emotional depth of Bloodsport. I feel like a lot was left on the table here. They ask you to care for a fighter that Dubois appears to barely know in the way that he bonded with Jackson in Bloodsport, and it just doesn't work. The villain and Khan, played by Abdel Kisi from Lionheart, who is now a Mongolian champion. Kisi's character doesn't bring the gravitas of other villains and seems to fall a bit flat. I think there were some great ideas here somewhere in this directorial effort by Jean-Claude Van Damme. However, the only highlight here for me were the fights and variances in fighting styles, but even that took far too long to get to. Having him win the tournament, but then give away the winnings back to the tournament to save Roger Moore's character was silly, when winning would have had a lot more emotional depth if he brought the winnings back to the homeless kids he was living with to lift them out of poverty. Listen, you can clearly tell that The Quest is not going to be one of my favorites on this list, but no one's filmography is perfect. In fact, this one sits one spot ahead of dead last on my current Jean-Claude Van Damme ranking. Tune in next week for my thoughts on Maximum Risk. As always, make sure you like and follow for all things movies and pop culture, and on Fridays, JCVD, and I'll catch you next time from the Hen House.